Picture sending money overseas and it lands in your friend's account in 4 seconds for less than a penny. That's the promise behind XRP. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what XRP is and whether it deserves a place in your crypto wallet. Think of XRP as a digital bridge currency. Instead of converting Canadian dollars straight into Philippine pesos through a slow, fee-heavy bank network, a payment company can flip Canadian dollars into XRP, zip it across the planet in just a few seconds, and convert it into pesos on arrival, saving time and cost for everyone in the chain. So who built Ripple and why? Well, Ripple Labs launched XRP in 2012 with a single mission: modernize global payments. The founders, Chris Larsen, Jed McCaleb, and David Schwartz, watched banks rely on the aging SWIFT messaging system, which often takes 2 or 3 business days and stacks hidden fees on every hop. Their idea was bold but simple: create a public ledger that settles value natively in seconds, then license the software rails, called RippleNet, to banks and remittance firms that need speed. So how does this technology work? Well, traditional blockchains such as Bitcoin rely on proof of work mining, which is secure but slow and energy intensive. XRP uses something called a consensus protocol. Instead of miners, a pre-selected list of trusted validators, think high reliability servers run by universities, exchanges, even Deloitte, agree on which transactions are legitimate every 3 to 5 seconds. Because there's no competitive mining race, fees stay microscopic and energy use is minimal. If you send $50 worth of XRP right now, you'll pay about 1/10,000th of a cent. That's so cheap, you won't even notice the deduction on your balance. There will never be more than 100 billion XRP. About half of it sits in escrow at Ripple Labs and unlocks on a predictable monthly schedule. Whatever Ripple doesn't use for liquidity programs is placed back into escrow. For beginners, the big takeaway is that XRP's inflation rate is transparent, and no new coins can be mined out of thin air. The price still moves with market demand, but supply shocks are rare and easy to track. Let's talk about the long SEC battle, why it finally matters in 2025. You see, in late 2020, the US Securities and Exchange Commission sued Ripple, claiming XRP was an unregistered security. That cloud right there froze American exchanges and scared away institutions. In July of 2023, a federal judge ruled that XRP sales on public exchanges do not constitute securities transactions. While the case isn't fully closed, that partial victory gave XRP a level of legal clarity most altcoins still lack. For beginners, this means US-based platforms can list XRP with a far less fear, and large money transfer companies can integrate RippleNet without worrying they're handling a forbidden asset. Now let's talk about XRP in the real world, because it's not just a cool idea, it's actually being used. XRP is already powering real transactions through RippleNet, helping people send money across borders quickly and with low fees. And this really hit home for me one day when I went with my dad to an iRemit location. He was sending money back to family in the Philippines. That's when it clicked. This isn't just some financial theory. There are millions of people like my dad doing this every day. And that's just one small part of the massive global remittance industry, which is expected to reach over $107 billion by 2030. XRP is built to help solve that exact problem. It's fast, affordable money movement across borders. Let's anchor this with everyday numbers. Typical international wire has about $30 in fees. Arrival in about 2 business days. Bitcoin, the fee can swing from $1 to $20 during network congestion, and confirmation may take 10 to 60 minutes. XRP, the fee is a fraction of a cent. Arrival is 4 seconds. That gulf is why banks keep testing it. So how do you buy, store, and use XRP as a beginner? If you decide to try XRP, open up an account on a reputable exchange like Kraken or Coinbase. Enable 2-factor authentication before you deposit a single dollar. Once you purchase XRP, move a small test amount into a personal wallet, such as the Ledger hardware wallet. Every XRP wallet requires you to reserve 10 XRP as a base deposit. It's not a fee, but a safety mechanism to prevent spam accounts on the ledger. After that, you're free to send XRP to friends or even a cross-border transfer using an on-ramp like Bitstamp. Now, there are some common beginner mistakes that you should avoid. First, don't confuse XRP with Ripple stock. They're two totally different separate entities. Second, never send XRP to an exchange without including the destination tag. That little number routes your deposit, and forgetting it can delay funds for days. Third, don't go all in after seeing a TikTok prediction of $10. The asset is fast, but the market is still volatile. Now here are some risk and future catalysts. Regulatory clarity is better, but not perfect. The SEC could still appeal parts of the ruling. Competition from stablecoins and central bank digital currencies might chip away at XRP's niche. On the flip side, if Ripple's new liquidity hub attracts major payment processors, daily volume could spike and pull price upward. Keep an eye on remittance corridor partnerships and central bank pilots in Asia and the Middle East. Those announcements tend to move sentiment quickly. So that's XRP in 2025. It's lightning fast, legally clearer than most altcoins, and laser focused on fixing cross-border payments. If you're a beginner looking for utility beyond number go up, XRP is worth putting on your research list. Smash the like button if this breakdown helped. Share it with a friend who still sends money the slow way, and subscribe for more no-nonsense crypto guides.